boot. After winning 2 of 3 in Houston last month, the Rangers only need to match their earlier performance against the Astros to keep the boot in Arlington. Tonight, HOU Darvish starts the opening game of the final series between Texas and Houston as interleague rivals. The battle for the silver boot continues next on TXA 21, your home for Friday Night Baseball. A packed house on a warm Friday evening. As interleague baseball continues, these two will very soon be American League West rivals, but for now it's still the Houston Astros out of the National League to take on the Rangers. And welcome, Dave Barnett along with Tom Green. There is more bad illness news from the Rangers front. They will be without Josh Hamilton tonight.
Yeah, Dave, it seems like almost every day for the last week or 10 days, it's either someone's going on the disabled list or someone new is sick. Today it's Josh Hamilton, who right now is in the hospital. Intestinal virus, expected to remain in the hospital maybe through the night. There's hope that he'll be able to play on Sunday. Nelly Cruz has just missed a couple of days. Derek Holland has been on the disabled list with an illness, so I don't know if it's related or not, but it certainly hit the Rangers. In his place tonight, Leonis Martin gets called up from Round Rock. He'll play center field tonight, playing great in Round Rock, so hopefully he'll continue it here in the big leagues.
And it'll be HOU Darvish on the mound trying to regain his command and control after 6 walks in the Bay Area last time out. We'll have the lineups and the first pitch. Astros Rangers straight ahead. To you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by TXU Energy, the right things right now. Call 866-CALL-TXU today. Capacity House on hand at the ballpark as the Rangers take the field. And in tonight's game again, we are participating in the Home Run Challenge. Tonight, every home run of this game raises $16,000 for prostate cancer research. You can make a pledge by calling 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org. So HOU Darvish still in search of his 8th win. He is 7-4. His first interleague outing. And a discussion involving all the umpires. Dave Anderson, Brad Mills down there before.
They're all looking down the left field line, and this is when they would go over the ground rules. Generally, there's no questions about the ground rules, especially at our park. It's not like it's a brand new ballpark. But maybe because it's the Astros and they haven't been here this year, there's something that's being discussed. Not exactly sure what it would be.
While we can, let's look at the Houston Astros lineup. And it will begin with fine young second baseman Jose Altuve. Jordan Schaefer, the center fielder, batting second. Jed Lowry is the shortstop, and he bats third with the DH J.D. Martinez hitting cleanup. Brett Wallace is at first base. Chris Johnson at third. Brian Bogusevic batting seventh and playing right field. Justin Maxwell is in left. And batting ninth and catching will be Jason Castro.
Darvish on the season, 7-4, 372. That's pretty solid. Home, very solid. He's had 5 home starts. He's won every one of them. And he's pitched well with men in scoring position. What he hasn't done, though, is pitch well in his last 4 starts. His ERA is almost 7. He's walked 18 batters in his last 20 innings. He's had good stuff. He's got a strikeout per inning over that time. But tonight it's time for him to have a good game. His last 4 games, I don't think we've seen him at his best. He's had a couple of extra days rest and extra time to work on things in the bullpen. And so now it's time to come out and have a good ball game.
So you settled in and set to go as Jose Altuve steps up. Just turned 22 last month from Maracay, Venezuela. Signed with the Astros at age 16. And the first pitch wide. Got the jet stream, actually more blowing in straight from center than across from right to center field, but it has been swirling, changing directions the last couple of games here. It is warm. It's 86 degrees. The Astros have been hitting some home runs without any jet stream helping them. 10 homers in their last 6 games. Altuve looks at a 91-mile-an-hour strike.
Yeah, Altuve has become a fan favorite in Houston. He's a little guy as far as height goes. He's not little when you look at how he's put together, though. He's stocky and strong. He can run. He's a very good defensive player at second base. And in 250 at bats, he's hitting .324. So he's playing every day, leading off. He's also got 4 home runs, 17 doubles, 4 triples. He's got 25 extra base hits at the top of the order. So they found a gem in this little guy.
And little is right. They list him at 5'5", 171 pounds.
And again, he doesn't have to be tall to play second base. So little might be a little unfair when you look at what he's accomplished this year.
Rolls over on that one, and Elvis Andrus across to Moreland. Here's the Ranger defense. Outfield of Murphy, Martin, and just up from Round Rock and Cruz, with Beltre, Andrus, Kinsler, and Moreland comprising the infield, and Yorvi Torrealba behind the plate. Also behind the plate is C.B. Buckner with Bill Miller at first, crew chief Dale Scott at second, and Dan Iasonia at third. So 1 gone, and here's the center fielder Jordan Schaefer.
And the key for Darvish tonight is obvious. There's never anything wrong with his stuff. It's just a matter of throwing strikes, especially with his fastball. Sounds like a broken record, but when he commands his fastball, everything else falls in place fine for him.
First ball hitting, and a 1-hopper out to Kinsler. Schaefer quickly is the second out of the first. Now, when you commands the fastball, that's when he makes some of the best hitters in the game look helpless. Mike Napoli says he has a legitimate 8-pitch arsenal.
His fastball is good enough to where he doesn't have to nibble with it. He has the kind of stuff where he can throw strikes and get hitters out. They'll swing and miss at strikes. Some guys, you know, if you got well below average stuff, you can't afford to throw the ball down the middle of the plate, and you have to finesse people. And while he has the ability to finesse people, he's also a power pitcher who doesn't have to nibble to get hitters out. And I'm not saying he's nibbling, but he's just not throwing enough strikes with his fastball.
First pitch to Jed Lowry. Is the ball. Leads all major league shortstops with those 12 homers. Also leads the Astros with 12 long balls.
Well, watching Jed Lowry come up with the Red Sox, it looked like he's going to be a good player. He had some injury problems. It didn't look like, however, that he would be a 20 or 30 home run guy. And I don't know if he will or not, but 12 home runs at this point in the season, pretty good number.
Astros got him last December from the Red Sox for a couple of right-handers, Kyle Weiland and Mark Melancon. And Lowry hitting Texas better than he hits any American League opponent. Here's the 1-1 from Darvish. Wide, 2 balls and a strike. And Lowry also getting it done in the field. He's the 4th rated nationally shortstop in terms of fielding percentage. Young veteran, age 28, out of Salem, Oregon, waits for the 2-1 pitch. Low for ball 3. The Astros coming off their first road series win last week at Chicago. South side, they took 2 out of 3 there. 3-3 on a 3-city 9-game road trip, which also included 2 losses in 3 games at San Francisco. One of those losses, of course, the Matt Cain perfect game. That's in there. The count runs full. So tonight begins the stretch of 9 straight games against the American League for a future American League franchise, the Houston Astros.
And Darvish talked about the 2 times he had on the side between starts working on some things. One thing, it looks like he has a little more of a pause right here that he's had before, which is kind of his balance point.
Missed outside for ball 4, and Lowry will trot down to first. Darvish a couple starts ago started with more of the leg kick, but I'm with you, Tom. I think he's holding that leg kick, almost freezing it more than we've seen him this year.
And sometimes pitchers, when they get to that point in their delivery, start forward toward the plate before they come to a complete stop, and they rush their delivery. It causes their arm to lag behind their body, and the pitch tends to be high and away. And so maybe he is exaggerating, stopping to get in balance before he starts going toward the plate.
So with Lowry aboard, here's the DH, J.D. Martinez. And at 94 miles an hour, he falls behind 0-2.
It was a good fastball right on the outside corner. Good velocity, good location. Get ahead in the count.
Martinez yesterday a grand slam off Barry Zito in a 6-3 win for the Astros at San Francisco. First slam of his career. Wouldn't chase that one. Ball and 2 strikes. Martinez also used as the designated hitter in the series at Chicago. Not because of the batting average.
Well, those are interesting numbers.
More the pressure, the more the production.
Put men on base and watch out.
And the breaking ball gets Martinez to cap the first inning. No runs on the walk, a man left. And Ian Kinsler and the Rangers coming to bat. Lineup will begin as usual with the second baseman Ian Kinsler, Elvis Andrus at short. Michael Young moves up in Josh Hamilton's number 3 spot as the DH. Adrian Beltre as usual at third base batting cleanup. Nelson Cruz moves up to 5th. David Murphy hitting 6th and left. Torey Alba catching, Moreland at first. And Leonis Martin just called up from AAA Round Rock, gets the start in center against the 21-year-old from Florence, Alabama, Jordan Lyles.
Yeah, last year he was one of the youngest players in the big leagues. He's got good stuff. He's very young, still learning the ropes at the big league level. 14 career road games have not gone well. 12 starts. He hasn't won one of those games yet. And he struggled a couple of times against the Rangers.
And Kinsler going after the first pitch. Pops it into short right field. Brian Bogusevic makes the catch there. Astro defense, not a particularly well-rated unit. Maxwell, Schaefer, Bogusevic in their outfield. Johnson, Lowry, Altuve, and Wallace the infield, and Jason Castro catching. Field is dressed up, Tom, in the retro logo.
Yeah, I like that. I like that logo.
Logo.
I like going to yoga too, but that logo looks real good. Oh well.
Elvis Andrus now at 291, 2 for 4 yesterday, 2 for 7 so far against Jordan Lyles. Astros taking on the Ranger team that still leads the American League West, but by 3 games. Angels host Arizona tonight, 37-27 record. Into left field, and Maxwell didn't look like he picked that up very well off the bat. It's a base hit for Elvis.
No, that's the exact ball that he's not going to see out there. It doesn't matter if you have sunglasses on. That soft line drive, Elvis hit that a little bit off the end of the bat. Might be the kind of ball you don't get a good jump on anyway. But this ball probably did go right into the sun. And so right now he doesn't see the ball. He's waiting, and all he can do is pick it up on a ball that maybe if he got a great jump he would have been able to slide for and catch it. But that's what he's looking at. There's the sun as it sets behind the stadium. If it's a high fly ball, you're looking up at the blue sky. It's not a problem. It's that exact kind of ball that gives you fits out there in left field. And it only lasts, maybe 5 or 10 more minutes and the sun will be down.
Andrus aboard for Michael Young. 3 for 9 and a homer against Jordan Lyles. Michael, over the last 18 games, hitting at his usual clip, 306 over that span, to get up to 278 beginning this series. Back at DH in the home interleague games, played first base against the National League teams on the road. Rangers snapping a 3-game winning streak last night with the 11-3 loss. But they won consecutive series over San Francisco and Arizona for just the 3rd time all season. And just 1 game behind the Yankees, a half behind the Orioles for best record in the American League. Breaking ball again, misses low, 2 balls and a strike. Rangers over the years pounded Houston pitching. They score almost 6 runs per game, almost 2 homers per game, and Elvis going on that pitch, foul back. So he will return to first with a 2-2 count on Michael. They're the numbers, highest for any Houston opponent. So 3 of 3 in Houston last month. Had a great shot at sweeping that series, but Rangers unable to hold on to an early 4-0 lead. So the Astros got 1 out of 3. They are 8.5 back, 5th in the National League Central. Andrus again going and in there easily. As the throw from Castro sailed on him a little bit. Stolen base number 10 for Elvis.
Not an exceptionally quick delivery to the plate by Lyles, but not a very good throw either by Castro. Looked like the ball slipped a little bit, sailed way high and away.
So Andrus gets himself into scoring position for Michael Young, waiting for the 3-2 pitch. Adrian Beltre on deck. One thing yet to come back around out of his slump for Michael. Driving in runs in these situations. 3 for his last 25 minutes scoring position. This is grounded up the middle. And Altuve able to throw Michael out at first base as Elvis advances to third.
That ball had a great chance of being a base hit till it hit Lyles right in the foot, deflected towards second base. The ball's right over the pitcher's mound. It looked like it's hit hard enough to go up the middle. And it either hit the back of his foot or the pitching rubber and deflected softly to second base. See if you can see it from this side. Yeah, it looked like it hit off the side of his foot.
Yeah, he redirected it.
Otherwise, I think it had a chance of being a base hit up the middle.
So nice kick save by Jordan Lyles.
At the very least, Altuve might have knocked it down without being able to make a play.
And Beltre going after the first pitch. It's bobbled at third. Johnson throws and still gets him. Very close to a first inning run for the Rangers. Instead, Darvish back to the mound in a 0-0 game.
Great to be back with you on TXA 21 Friday Night Baseball. I want to tell you about a special event hosted by TXA 21 and sister station CBS 11. It's the 9th annual Stephanie's Day. It's a free event for special needs kids and their families, and it's tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at North Park Center in Dallas. There's a ton of interactive fun for the children, and for the adults, there will be people there to tell you about health care, therapy services, camps, advocacy groups. The list goes on, and you can find out more by visiting stephaniesday.net. Dave?
All right, Joel, thanks. First pitch, slow curve in there for a strike to Brett Wallace, the Astro first baseman. Numbers are good for Wallace. Called up recently from Oklahoma City when they had to put Carlos Lee on the disabled list, where he is rehabbing at Double-A Corpus. In fact, he homered last night at Frisco. Lee with the strained left hamstring.
Wallace looks like he's in better shape right now than he was the last time I saw him. He looked like he was a little heavier before. Looks good now. Not that he looked bad before. He just looks like he's really fit.
That is a fair ball fielded by Moreland. The toss to Darvish for the out. One gone in the second.
Plenty of time to make that play. Yesterday, the ball on the other side gave Mitch a problem, which you hardly ever see, but we finally saw it yesterday. Generally pretty sure-handed at first base.
Darvish now against Chris Johnson, the Astro third baseman. Had a pretty good start this year, but he's tailed off significantly in the month of June, hitting just .225 without a homer and only 2 runs batted in.
I'm looking in the media guide. Wallace is listed at 6'2", 262 pounds. And he's not 262 pounds now, it doesn't look like, so he has lost some weight.
Base is empty. Darvish still taking his time, working out of a stretch. And it's 0-2. Johnson slumping. Still third in RBIs on the team and fourth in home runs. 27 out of Naples, Florida, and the 4th round pick in 06 out of Stetson University. He was a Stetson Hatter. The 0-2 pitch popped up. And another play for Mitch Moreland, drifting into foul territory for out number 2.
Get ahead, then you can use your breaking ball. Good slider right there. Johnson popped that up. Martinez missed the slider for strike 3.
And so far, Hughes got it. First 6 batters, only 1 has reached. That was the 2-out walk by Lowry in the first. Now with 2 outs, the right fielder Brian Bogusevic.
And so far, a good pitch count. 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio.
Rangers may be fortunate that Brian will not be used as a pinch hitter tonight. Another good curve for a strike. Why would you say that? Well, because when Brian is pinch hitting this year, he's a .500 hitter. He's 4 for 8. And over his career, he's a .340 pinch hitter. In the lineup tonight with a .229 average.
Well, if that proves to be something he's successful at during his career, it's a good way to stay in the big leagues 3 or 4 extra years in the National League, where the pitcher hits and you use a pinch hitter much more than you do in the American League. And there aren't a lot of guys who are adept at it. So if you are, you can have a place in the big leagues.
That one gets by both Moreland and Kinsler. Hit just hard enough, perfectly placed to split those two and get Houston its first base hit.
You know, right now Bogusevic is not thinking about being a pinch hitter, but later on in his career, when his days as a regular are over and you're a part-time player, being able to pinch hit is one way to get extra years in the big leagues.
With a foot either way on that ground ball. Might have been a 1-2-3 inning. Instead, he's at first with 2 outs for Justin Maxwell. Maxwell, they've used at all 3 outfield spots, mostly in center. This is just his 4th start in left. Through the hole under the glove of Andrews. And the Astros with a couple of 2-out hits now in business. Maxwell, excellent speed at first base. Bogusevic now at second. And the number 9 hitter, the catcher Jason Castro next. Elvis checking his glove like, should there be a ball in there?
Elvis's glove actually went past the ball.
Seemed genuinely surprised to find an empty glove.
You don't know what kind of a play he would have had he come up with that ball. Possibly a play at second base.
So here is Castro. Hitting just .250 on the year, but having a good month of June so far. .348 average. Darvish really liking that first pitch slow curve.
Not many hitters are going to swing at that pitch. First pitch, good slow curveball for a strike. It's a lot of times a pitcher will call that a get me over curveball. I'm throwing it for a strike because I'm pretty sure the hitter will take it and I'll get ahead in the count. So far it's worked that way first time through the lineup.
And that one fouled off his foot. Maybe the ankle.
Most hitters are pretty much geared up to hit a fastball all the time anyway, but especially on the first pitch. And especially the first time up in a game. Seldom I think that you'll see a guy have the timing to wait for that slow curveball the first pitch of the game he sees and hit it hard. As the game goes on, that might change.
This is Castro's specialty. 2 outs, runners in scoring position. Third best in the National League at .462.
Well, seen the slow curve. The hard curveball is the one Darvish likes to throw for a strikeout.
See what Castro gets at 0-2.
Oh man, that was the hard curveball on the outside part of the plate. He didn't offer at it, and it was a little bit outside. Didn't quite come back toward the corner.
One ball, 2 strike pitch is lifted into shallow left center field, and Leonis Martin handles his first chance with the Rangers this year. 14 pitches in that inning, 11 strikes for Darvish. His call to Mark McLemore at 469-209-2121. If you read your text in the postgame show tonight, you will win a $50 sporting goods gift card from Metro PCS. The text number again, 469-209-2121. Bottom of the second, Nelson Cruz to lead things off. Only returning last night after he had not started the 3 previous games. He's battled that virus and also his own sore right Achilles because of a now discarded pair of spikes. First pitch up high for a ball.
It's almost now where you wake up in the morning and you wonder what else is going to happen when you see several pitchers go on the disabled list, and then a lot of position players and pitchers getting sick.
And it just keeps going like the better part of a month. That's been hanging around. Ranger fans, say hello to an old friend. Brendan Higgins is returning to TV as the new co-host of CBS 11 News this morning. He'll be joined by Adrienne Bankert, and it all begins Monday, June 25th, only on CBS 11. David Murphy, the Houstonian, takes ball 1. David in a pretty good power groove at the moment.
Yeah, Rangers didn't do much offensively last night except for the one swing by David Murphy when he lined that ball into the right field seats with authority.
Outside 3 balls and no strikes. In fact, Murphy has both Ranger homers over the last 4 games. And one of his 7 home runs, the inside the park job on May 19th at Minute Maid Park. Here he takes the walk. He's there with 1 out for Yorvi Torrealba. Yorvi off last night. Went 1 for 6 against the Arizona Diamondbacks on Tuesday and Wednesday. He has hit in 7 of his last 8 games. And he's seen a little bit of Lyles. Lyles actually in the majors last year went 2-2 with an ERA of right at 5 in 15 starts. Got shut down though in the final 3 months of the season with a partial tear of his rotator cuff and biceps tendonitis. Lyles made his major league debut age 20 at Wrigley Field. The youngest Astro since Cesar Cedeno at age 19 came up in 1970. Their #1 prospect last year. 2 years ago, their minor league player of the year. Now in his 7th start of the 2012 season with the Astros. Lyles has some closing in his resume. 20 of 22 saves out of the bullpen a couple of years ago. Torrealba looks at that one in there, 1 ball and 1 strike. Both Lyles and Darvish working very deliberately, especially with men on. Murphy scampers back to the bag. Last night, just the 3rd time all year, no Ranger was issued a base on balls. First time they've lost without drawing a walk, which Murphy has done here in the 2nd. And now 2 balls and a strike to Torrealba. Waves at that one. Might have been high. He liked the looks of it, though. It's 2-2.
Yeah, Lyles having a little bit of a problem here after Cruz grounded out, finding the strike zone. That was a little bit out of the strike zone. Got a big one left, though.
The 2-2 pitch rolled on the right side. Murphy hops over the ball as it goes on to Altuve for out number 2. With Murphy now in scoring position with 2 outs for Mitch Moreland to try and pick up. Little hop and a skip, very gracefully executed by Murphy. So Rangers with a man in scoring position now each of the first 2 innings. Here is Mitch Moreland. Hitting well lately. He's hitting 4 of his last 5 games at a 400 clip. And just in that span, he's lifted his season batting average 14 points up to 277. Lyles taking a page from Darvish's early playbook. First pitch, slow curve in there. Inside. In the series against Arizona, 12 of the 13 Ranger runs scored with 2 men out. See here if it happens again. The Rangers team average with 2 out this year is .289. Right about their overall average. And that is the best in baseball. Curve away this time. 2 balls and a strike.
Looks like another full house. Great crowd at the ballpark. Fireworks tonight. Hopefully there's some fireworks by the Ranger hitters during the game. Get them warmed up for it.
Roller to the right side, and Altuve over to Wallace to leave Murphy at second base. Darvish back to work in a 0-0 game. Go to SportsCityToyota.com. We'll deliver anywhere in Texas. And by Whataburger, proud to serve it hot and fresh 24 hours a day. Top of the order for the Astros in the top half of the 3rd inning. Jose Altuve to lead things off. He grounded to short first time up. Well, we got clashing jerseys, clashing eras, but they seem to be getting along okay. I wonder if he lost a bet to have to wear that not so classic Astro multi-stripe look.
Maybe they didn't even come to the game together. Maybe they just met at the ballpark and rivals just hit it off out there.
Just took one look at each other and they definitely had something to talk about.
I love that old Astros jersey.
Well, since they got rid of that look, they've gone with the classic, simple attire. And up and in, 2 balls, no strikes. HOU AT TEX becoming a real story for Astro fans. Just turned 22. Last year's Astros minor league player of the year. He led all the minor leaguers at 389 at A and AA. From Lancaster to Corpus Christi.
Yeah, that was a pretty good year. He hit 408 in Lancaster and 200 at bats.
That dropped off a bit, only 361 with Corpus Christi. It his major league debut last July 20th.
He's almost a 330 minor league hitter.
Well, he works a walk. That's the second issued by Darvish. First time they get the lead runner on, and it'll bring up Schaefer, who grounded to second on the first pitch he saw from Darvish. Schaefer's average plummeting, now 2 for 24 in the month of June. Well below half the Mendoza line in his case. Altuve back at first. He's playing terrific in the outfield. One of 3 National League center fielders yet to commit an error this year. Looks for the bunt. The throw from Torrealba sails on into center field, and Altuve moves himself into scoring position.
That looked like Jorvit had a shot at Altuve with a good throw. Both catchers have sailed one up and away to second base. If he drops that throw on the bag, pretty good chance they get Altuve.
Looks like it might well have been there in time. Pitch was a strike. That one outside, 1-1 to Schaefer. Schaefer looking for his first hit on this road trip. He's 0 for his first 9. 12th steal of the year for Jose Altuve. Back out of play, 1-2. Rangers took 2 of 3 last month at Minute Maid Park. Won the season series and the Silver Boot, winning 4 of 6 meetings last year. Numbers for Schaefer, he's about 80 points better with runners in scoring position than his overall average. Bouncing ball to Beltre.
That's a very effective out right there. For you, Darvish, man on second, nobody out. Made a good pitch away, and all Schaefer could do was slap it toward third base. So the runner stays right at second, unable to move him over to third. Well, that was a very good out.
Darvish now to face the shortstop Lowry. Lowry worked the count full and then walked with 2 outs in the first inning. Lowry over from the Red Sox last December. Boston drafted him as a supplemental first-round pick in 2005 out of Stanford, where he was a 2-time first-team All-America. Pac-10 Player of the Year as a sophomore that season. First pitch way in tight. He's fought injuries. He last 3 years went on and off the disabled list 4 times. Limited to 88 games last year. This year, very impressive first third of the season. And down to third, Dan Iasonia says he did not go. It's 2-0.
Looked like he held up in real life. It's a lot closer than I thought it was just watching him as it happened. That was pretty close to being a strike.
That was the 11th pitch of the inning, just the 4th strike from Darvish. He has not been good in these situations this year. Still driven in 28 runs. 12 homers, 3 of those in the last 7 games. Sharply hit just off the glove of Kinsler, and out it goes to right field. Brings in Altuve, and the Astros take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, if that ball doesn't touch Ian's glove, then Nelly's got to play at the plate. When it touches Ian's glove, it slows down so that when Cruz gets to the ball, there's no play at the plate. Altuve has nice speed. Almost captured by, yeah, let's see where it hits. Yeah, just off the fingertips.
Lancing blow. He spoiled us by showing with such regularity his ability to make that play. Not quite there. RBI number 29 for Lowry. J.D. Martinez fouls the first pitch off. He struck out his first time up on 3 pitches to end the first inning. Martinez, the Astros RBI leader with 37. And with a good eye, he also leads them with 27 walks. There's a nice stop by Elvis to second for 1. On to first. Some acrobatics there by Elvis Andrus to start the inning ending. 6-4-3 double play. Flagged it down. Got the spin move, the throw off to Kinsler. So much for the Astro third. Weiser presents Reckless Kelly after the game. Texas and Oakland, 6:15 June 30th. Then enjoy live Texas country with Reckless Kelly playing on the field. Call 972 Rangers or go to TexasRangers.com for tickets today. Well, here's the first at bat up with the Rangers this year for Leonis Martin. Martin called up in center field for the ailing Josh Hamilton.
And Martin got off to a great start in AAA. Then he got hurt. Spent some time on the disabled list. Came back off the disabled list. Continued to swing the bat well. And was rewarded with his call-up and a chance to play tonight.
Waits for the 2-0 pitch, and that is wide for ball 3. Again, Josh Hamilton spending at least some time in the hospital with an intestinal virus, which he believes caught from his family, not necessarily the one that's been floating around the Rangers clubhouse. And Martin at his first at bat works a 4-pitch walk. Second one of those issued by Lyles already.
Lyles wanted no part of Martin in that at bat.
And a look at a Ford leaderboard. Ian Kinsler, 4th among all Astro opponents in lifetime batting average of active group, 343, just behind Ramirez, Votto, and Braun.
Lyles had a similar walk to David Murphy with 1 out in the second, but now you've got the leadoff hitter on with speed and the top of the order up. See if the Rangers can get a nice rally going right here.
Ian, first time up, fly to right. Here looks at a strike right over the heart at the knees. Well, it seems Lyles gets more deliberate with every pitch. This is headed toward the gap. Over into right center field goes Bogusevic, and he hauls in the first out. Looked and sounded good right off the bat for Ian Kinsler that time.
Yeah, just didn't really drive that ball. I'm not sure he hit it on the good part of the bat. Just hung up there. Kind of a lazy line drive. Easy play for Bogusevic.
So Martin back to first with one out, and here's Andrews. He singled his first time up and then stole second. That ended the inning, stranded at third. Johnson edge of the grass at third base. Double play depth in the infield. And the first pitch in there for a strike. Johnson at third, also about 3-4 strides off the line. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, the center fielder plays Elvis over toward right center. You would think that's exactly where he would play. Right fielder's not that deep though, and Elvis this year has driven so many balls over the center and right fielder's head.
Pretty good looking curve there. C.B. Buckner says it just missed, and it's 2-1.
Top of the strike zone, borderline pitch, could have gone either way. Big difference between a 1-2 count and a 2-1 count. So those kind of calls are big in the favor of the hitter or the pitcher, whichever one gets the call.
Miles needing to be wary of the speed of Martin at first. Well, he held a good 7 beats after getting it up to his waist, just staring in at Castro. He did get strike 2. And with the runner going, it is chopped to Altuve, moving to the left side of the bag at second base. And he throws Elvis out for out number 2, but Martin gets to second.
It's the third straight inning that the Rangers have gotten a man to second base. They haven't been able to get that hit to bring him in yet, though.
Well, Michael Young's turn now. He grounded out to Altuve his first trip. Now 3 for his last 26 with runners in scoring position. Just outside for ball 1. Most of the Ranger runs against Arizona came with 2 out. See if that trend can continue here. Chopper. Letter high hop for Lowry, and he takes care of Michael Young. Lyles works around the leadoff walk to Martin. Trophy Nissan. Visit us at trophynissan.com. Dave Barnett and Tom Grieve, 4th inning. 1-0 Astros as they capitalized on a leadoff walk in the 3rd to Altuve. Stole second, scored on a Jed Lowry single. And first up here in the 4th, first baseman Brett Wallace. He grounded to first his first trip. For Wallace, this is his 8th start since being called up from Oklahoma City to fill the gap left by Carlos Lee going DL. First 7 starts, he has hit .400 with 2 homers and 4 driven in. And again, Darvish gets a good result on that first pitch. Slow sweeping curveball. Just missing backdoor. 1 ball, 1 strike. Really, the swing was starting to fall together for Wallace before he got called up. His last 4 games at AAA, homered 3 of those 4 and drove in 8 runs. Two balls and a strike. Wallace, 25, out of Marin, California. First round pick by the Cardinals in 2008 out of Arizona State, where he had a Pac-10 Triple Crown as a sophomore. Sharply through the right side of the base hit. And let's check in with Joel, who's got a very special guest.
That's right, I do, Dave. I'm here with John Blake with the Texas Rangers. And while the Rangers are battling for the Silver Boot, there's a lot of Rangers battling to get to the All-Star game, and they're doing pretty good, aren't they, John?
Well, Joel, right now we have 5 guys that are in that starting lineup. The fans have done a great job. You've got Mike Napoli, the catcher, Ian Kinsler at second, Adrian Beltre at third, and then Josh Hamilton, who's leading all vote getters with almost 4 million votes, and Nelson Cruz in the outfield. Michael Young and Elvis Andrus are in second place. So online balloting goes to the end of June. Balloting here at the ballpark continues through Sunday, so everybody needs to just get out and vote and keep all those Rangers in the All-Star game.
All right, thanks, John. Need to get out there and vote. Send those guys to Kansas City, Dave.
Yeah, kind of fun to watch the ballot stuffing that's going on. You can vote up to 25 times. Broken back ground ball. Andrews steps on the bag, easily on to first for the double play.
There's a good pitch. You beat a ground ball. Helps to have a slowly hit ground ball. He jammed him with a good sinker. Got the easy double play. Good look at it. Couldn't ask for a better ball. Just step on it and throw. Got a few people to thank tonight, Dave. The Brad and Dennis Patterson families sent up some fudge and cookies. Thank you very much. Haven't tried the chocolate eclair cake yet from some huge fans. The Deaver family, Brian, Jill, Lauren, Chloe, Natalie, Sophie, Isabel, and Danny. We've never had a chocolate eclair cake, so it's in the refrigerator right now. People are waiting for that sometime during the game, I guess.
Probably will be like everything else. It won't last long.
No, it won't. Also, thanks to Martin and Kelly. They're from Fort Worth. They have their cousin with them tonight from Alaska. The only thing he wanted to do when he got here was go to a Ranger game. So hopefully he gets to watch a Ranger win and the fireworks after the game. So thank you very much.
1-1 to Bogusevic, who singled his first time up. And again, the wave at that curveball. Darvish is featuring tonight. Excellent results so far.
Also got some cookies from Larry Love. He's from Adams, Massachusetts, right next to Pittsfield, Massachusetts, which is my hometown. He's the guy that sent us up all the relish last year. Thank you very much, Larry. Big Ranger fan.
1-2 pitch, foul straight back.
Also got some nice cookies from Lena Langford and Allison Mobley. They're at the game tonight. Would like to wish their nephew Austin Siebert a happy birthday today. So happy birthday, Austin, and thanks for the cookies, ladies.
One ball, 2 strike pitch is way low. 2-2.
Want to thank the cookie lady, Shirley Coast, for the pineapple pecan with caramel icing cookies. Thank you very much, Shirley. We want to say hi to Josephine Brager. an enthusiastic 92-year-old from Corsicana, Texas. She often wears her Ranger jersey while watching the games on TV. She lives in the Heritage Oaks Retirement Village. So, Josephine, thank you very much for being such a big fan. Hope you've got your Ranger jersey on tonight, and hope you've got a lot to cheer about as the game goes on. There's something to cheer about.
So much for the Astro fourth. Bogusevic, strikeout victim number 2 for HOU Darvish. League's top players at the 2012 Major League Baseball All-Star Game. Don't miss the battle for World Series home field advantage. Tuesday, July 10th at 6:30 Central on Fox. The road to October starts now. Ron Washington again will be the American League manager as the manager of last year's pennant winners. Run Tony La Russa back out there for the National League. First pitch to Beltre, misses high. Adrian grounded to third to win the first. Astros 1 run on 4 hits. No errors, they've left 3. The Rangers no runs on 1 hit. They've left 3. Line drive, that'll fall for a base hit in front of Maxwell.
The Rangers are getting some base runners. Leadoff hitter on again. They've left a man on second in all of the first 3 innings. High fastball. Beltre loves that high fastball. He connects on this in front of Maxwell.
And Adrian at first base. He's hit now in 8 of his last 10 games. And here is Cruz. He grounded to short. Line drive left field. Maxwell going back to make the running catch in front of the track.
Well, that's one of those balls. All you have to do is get it up in the air a little bit. It's either over his head or over the fence. It was a breaking ball that stayed near the middle of the plate. Nelly hit it hard. Unfortunately, just couldn't get it over Maxwell's head. Maxwell gives it a little jump because he didn't want to extend his arm.
So he makes the play on a Cruz scorcher for the first out. And David Murphy again looks at the ball. 4-pitch walk his first time up.
And every one of them was away.
That one on the outside half, but it stayed there for a strike. Jordan Lyles out of Hartsville High, South Carolina, three-sport star, baseball, football, basketball. Had committed to play football for South Carolina. He was an all-state wide receiver from the high school that also produced Albert Hainsworth, future NFL defensive lineman. Signed with the Astros as a first-round supplemental pick, 2008. There's a base hit by Murphy going opposite field. Beltre up to second base, and the Rangers with 1 out, now 2 men on.
Yeah, some hard hit balls this inning. Beltre lined one to left for a base hit. Cruz lined out to left on a hard hit ball. And maybe the hardest hit ball of all 3 of them was right there by David, who lined a shot past third into left field. Oh, again, 4th straight inning the Rangers have had a man in scoring position.
First time they have 2 men on in an inning. Here's Torrealba grounded to second in the second. First pitch in there on the inside corner. A foul at the plate, 0-2. One thing Lyles has featured more this year, worked in spring training about improving his curveball grip, making it hard earned with a sharper break. It's been a pretty good pitch so far tonight when he's gone to it. He throws hard. He's got the late life. Come inside with the fastball, the cutter. And he likes to throw the change on the back door. Torrealba lays off the 0-2 pitch. Mitch Moreland will be next. One out here at the bottom of the fourth. Beltre with his leadoff single takes his leadoff second base. Murphy off first. Stepping off the rubber, another few seconds to think about it. Working even more deliberately here in the fourth inning. Couple of looks back at second. And then steps off, so you hear the fans calling for a ball. Kind of reflexive by fans. They hate the look to third, look to first move. Thought that Lyles had maybe done something against the rule book, but it's 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Torrealba. Not the first time for Lyles to throw here at Rangers ballpark. Last June 21st, took a no decision. Game he pitched very well in. 3 runs in 7 innings. Rangers ended up winning it 5-4. Way up high, to full count for Torrealba now.
Well, now you're right back in the count. He doesn't want to walk you right here. You have to think you're going to get a fastball. The only reason you might not is he hasn't been able to locate his fastball that well. Might feel that he can throw a curveball for a strike just as well as he can his fastball. In any event, it's 3-2. There's a couple of men on. You don't want to load the bases. But if you're Torrealba, you've worked the count now from way behind to ahead in the count.
And he strikes him out swinging.
Here's a fastball, just couldn't catch up with it. Borderline pitch. You don't know which way that would have gone. Could have been a strike, though. Tough pitch. Can't take that pitch.
He immediately turned around, looked like he maybe was asking C.B. Buckner if that would have been a strike. It is the first strikeout for Lyles. And now up to Moreland to try and get something out of this inning with 2 men on. Mitch, first time grounded to second to end the second. Pitch number 53 on the way from Lyles. Looks like in the first pitch curve almost as much as HOU Darvish is so far. When Lyles was called up from Oklahoma City, he was unbeaten, 5-0. Made his debut May 20th. Same pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike for Moreland. Rangers so far tonight are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. And a ball and 2 strikes. And Lyles now very close to getting out of this jam. It began with the Beltre single, continued with the Murphy single. Game 2 of this series. Tomorrow, a 6:15 start, and it will be on Fox. Justin Grimm's major league debut for the Rangers against Lucas Harrell for the Astros. 2 o'clock Sunday afternoon, Fox Sports Southwest. Colby Lewis on the mound for the Rangers. The final act of the 2012 Silver Boot Series. We're just trying to hang on to the boot. .29 strikes against 27 balls for Lyles. Up on Moreland, though. A nice stop by Castro, 2-2.
Going for the strikeout with that breaking ball. Mitch has seen all his pitches, seen the curveball, seen the fastball.
Popped up right side. And it is Altuve, the second baseman, who squeezes the third out. So the Rangers with a couple of hits, but a couple of men left on in the bottom of the fourth. 21 is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas. Well, we are through 4, 1-0 Houston. They'll have their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. Justin Maxwell, Jason Castro, and Jose Altuve here in the top half of the fifth. Darvish threw 4 at 55 pitches, 35 for strikes. Came all the way from Japan to watch you, Darvish. Continues to be a big draw. Lots of attention wherever the Rangers go. It seems to be growing by the outing here at home for you. First pitch to Maxwell is foul back. He singled his first time up. Justin from a military family. Father Austin, over 20 years in the Navy, and became for 5 years the personal dentist to the president and the first family in the Clinton era, and into first couple of years of the George W. Bush era. After that, private practice, and then to the Pentagon as an in-house dentist. Mom also 20 years in the Navy. She retired as a commander. 1-2.
Well, Maxwell hit a long home run against the Rangers in Houston. Around 430, 440 feet. Line shot to left center field. Just jumped off his bat. He's got some pretty good power. A little bit prone to the strikeout, however.
There's one. Second straight for Darvish, and his third on the night.
And a well-located fastball. Threw it right by him. Got a little more of the plate than it looked like, but Maxwell still couldn't catch up with it. Maxwell has now struck out 39 times in just a little over 100 at bats. That's pretty good strikeout count.
Darvish now 3 strikeouts against 2 walks. And the first pitch to Castro inside, and the second of those walks was to Altuve, leading off the third. He would come around to score still the only run for either team in this game. After stealing second, brought home by Lowry's base hit. To have been well out of the strike zone. Castro, though, just dropping the head of the bat down, fouls it off. Castro, first time up, flight out to Leonis Martin in center field. Martin's 2012 Ranger debut. Josh Hamilton felled by an intestinal virus today. Reaches out and lofts that one out to left field. Murphy has to make the catch, running back and reaching up over his head for out number 2. So 2 outs here in the 5th. Time for our AT&T trivia question. On Sunday, Jose Altuve stole home and homered in the same game. Who was the last major leaguer to accomplish that feat? Well, you're really talking a small sample there. First of all, you just look at whoever's stolen home. That's such a rarity. But to homer and get that steal in the same game.
Well, one of the best at stealing home used to be Rod Carew. Wasn't a home run hitter, though. A lot of times the steal of home plate today is men on first and third. The man on first steals second. The throw goes through and the guy comes home, and it counts as a stolen base, a steal of home. The true steal of home is when you look at the pitcher, and when he starts his windup, you try to beat the throw to the catcher, the pitch to the catcher. That's a true steal of home. But nowadays, way more than in the old days, the pitcher pitches from the stretch with a man on third base and pretty much eliminates. You can't steal home if the pitcher's in the stretch. Has to be in a windup. You don't see it as much anymore.
And one of the most famous film clips of Jackie Robinson's career was a steal of home.
Yep. Yogi Berra jumping up and down because he thought he was out.
Yes. Yogi did not buy that call. Here's the 0-2. Rolled out to short. Andrews completes a 1-2-3 top half of the 5th inning, needing just 10 pitches, 8 of them strikes for HOU Darvish. Jordan Lyles 3 hitting the Rangers through 4, and this dated Rangers history. 2007, Sammy Sosa hits his 599th career home run, his 9th career grand slam, as the Rangers defeated the Cincinnati Reds 7-6. Sammy in his second go around as Ranger property.
Dave, we just got an extra delivery of cupcakes. Compliments of Ashley Jones from Weatherford, Texas. Thank you very much, Ashley.
Leonis Martin took a 4-pitch walk his first time up. That was leading off the 3rd. One of 2 walks so far issued by Jordan Lyles. One ball, 1 strike to Leonis. Spent all season with AAA Round Rock, hitting .344 in 31 games, 5 homers, 22 RBIs. .361 average against right-handed pitchers, .321 against left-handed pitchers. And Tom, the guy that the Rangers described as a great raw talent when they signed him last May.
Yeah, and I think they expect big things from him. And I'm not sure exactly what the plans are. We'll see, but right now he's got to start in center field after a good start in the AAA season. We'll see what happens.
Jed Lowry handles the short hop at shortstop.
A lot of good outfielders. Craig Gentry's off to such a good start this year. He's not going to lose any playing time. Josh will be back at David Murphy and Nelly Cruz. So remains to be seen if Martin is here to stay or just kind of an interim thing. But the Rangers will have to make a move tomorrow when Justin Grimm starts the game. Right now there's 7 guys in the bullpen and 5 extra position players. But generally you would keep 7 bullpen pitchers and 4 extra position players. Not sure what the Rangers have in mind, but it won't be long before we find out. There's the 7 guys out in the bullpen.
And Kinsler taking ball 1, 1-1. First 2 trips he's flied up to Bogusevic in right field tonight. The ball strike ratio still not good for Lyles. He has 34 strikes, 31 balls, but he's only allowed 3 hits and no runs so far.
He's only walked 2.
Another ground ball, 9th ground ball out. If Wallace had been able to pick that throw from Johnson, which he couldn't do, and Kinsler will take second base.
Well, for the 5th straight inning, the Rangers will have a man in scoring position. This time with 1 out. With good hitters coming up, you have to think sooner or later that hit with a man in scoring position has come along. That was a case where Johnson had plenty of time. Took his time trying to make an accurate throw, but made the kind of throw was almost impossible for Wallace to block. The Rangers as a team just not consistently swinging the bats the way they're capable of. Occasionally there'll be a game where they break out of it, but haven't really been able to get hot again and stay that way for a while. Get that consistent offense rolling. Tonight's a perfect example of that. A lot of opportunities, but no one cashing in yet.
Rangers 0 for 6 so far with runners in scoring position. Breaking ball drops in for a strike. Elvis has one of only 3 Ranger hits. It was his single in the first. The other 2 both came in the fourth. A leadoff single by Beltre, 1-out single by Murphy. But he struck out Torrealba and got Moreland to pop up. And now up on Andrews. No balls, 2 strikes.
Back on May 20th, the Rangers beat Lyles 5 innings, 9 hits, and 6 runs in that ball game in Houston. Came into the game with a .540 earned run average. Opponents were hitting .280 against him. And so coming into the game, at least on paper, you would expect the Rangers to be able to swing the bats pretty well tonight against him in their home ballpark. Hasn't happened yet, though.
Oh, Elvis had a real notion on that one before holding up. Good thing he did. It was way out of the zone. Napoli eye view from the Rangers first base dugout. One out. Kinsler takes his lead off second, and that comes in and gets Elvis Andrus. Elvis reaches the hard way. There are 2 on with 1 out.
The old hit the uniform right there.
Second hit batsman for Jordan Lyles this season. So Elvis at first, Kinsler still at second with 1 out.
All right, here's a rally. An error and a hit by pitch. You got to cash in on this. Rangers have had men in scoring position. A couple of times it's been a guy that got on base by a hit. Twice it's a guy that got on base by a walk. Now it's a guy that got on base on an error. So cash in now.
First ball hitting. Michael Young, base hit into center field. Kinsler scores the throw to third off the bag, and a tie game.
Well, sooner or later, someone was going to get that hit with a man in scoring position. And it was Michael who dumps the line drive into right center, scores Ian. The Rangers do take advantage of the base runner who got on by the error. And now with first and third, they have a chance to take the lead with Beltre up. High fastball. Michael kind of fought it off and muscled it into the outfield.
Fifth run batted in for the season for Michael Young. So there's the run in. Runners at first and third. Still only 1 out for Beltre. But first, Doug Brocail, Astro pitching coach, out for a visit.
I'm sure what he's saying to Lyles is, hey, look, don't do anything differently. You're throwing the ball fine. Got the quick out, ground ball by Martin, and Kinsler hit an easy ground ball that Johnson threw away. Then he hit Andrus, and Michael didn't really sting that line drive to right center field. But the Rangers are in position to take the lead anyway.
Adrian tonight had grounded to third, and the leadoff single in the fourth. And he wails on that first pitch up at 93. Way up.
Yeah, that's like stretching the strike zone quite a bit.
Outfield straight away against Beltre. Infield hoping a double play ground ball. Lyles can serve that one up. 1 ball, 1 strike.
A pretty good slider by Lyle right there.
Adrian. 1-1 pitch through the hole, base hit. And the Rangers take the lead as Andrews comes home to make it 2-1.
Well, that's taking advantage of the opportunity. Both runs got on base, 1 on an error, 1 on a hit by pitch, then singles by Young, single by Beltre. Gives the Rangers the lead. Hanging slider stayed right up in his eyes that he ripped past Lowry.
Full layout, didn't really get all that close to it as it turned out. Beltre with his 39th run batted in has put the Rangers on top. And here's Cruz. Nelly tonight is grounded to short, and last time up retired on a nice play on a line drive to left by Maxwell. So 0 for 2 on the night. Something else that's got to give. Nelly Cruz has only driven in a run in 1 of his last 14 games. That has got to turn around, maybe right here.
I almost hit him twice.
Nelly, one of the Rangers, stricken by the virus earlier in the week. Just shortest, Josh Hamilton spending some time in the hospital today with an intestinal virus, which he believes he caught not from the clubhouse but from his family. So it's been Jonas Martin in center field, and Michael Young, the DH, batting third, as the Rangers adjust around yet another teammate illness. See what Cruz gets here at 2-0.
Third one that almost hit him. See how close they were. Let's look at the replay. Pretty close to hitting his right leg. 3-0. Nelly hit a bomb 3-0 in Anaheim. See if he's swinging 3-0 right here. I bet he is.
Sure enough. But into shallow center field. Schaefer coming in. He can't get it. It falls for a base hit. And the bases are loaded.
Well, that's not exactly what you're looking for, swinging 3-0, but the Rangers will take that bloop single. That's what Ted Williams would say to the hitter. If it's 3-0 and you're swinging, you can't be late. You can be early, but you can't be late. Don't get jammed. But Nelly made it work for him anyway. Last time up, he hit the line shot that Maxwell caught in left field. This time, a little blooper falls in to load the bases. That's taking advantage of the 3-0 count. Nelly, nice going.
Fernando Abad now loosening up out of their bullpen, as 5 straight Rangers have reached after the inning began with the Martin ground out. Kinsler aboard on the air by Johnson. Andrews hit by a pitch. RBI singles by Young and Beltre. Cruz with the blue pit, loading him up for David Murphy, who has walked and singled tonight. Curve for a strike. Great chance here to break this one open. Give HOU Darvish a little breathing room. A couple of shots to do it. With Young at third, Beltre at second, and Cruz now at first. In the dirt, another nice block by Castro behind the plate, and it's 1-1. A pretty good stretch for David Murphy. Tuesday, a season high 3 hits. He's homered in 4 of the 6 interleague games, including the inside the park home run back home in Houston on May 19th. Lyles 1-1 pitch. Base hit, line straight up the middle. Young scores. Here comes Beltre. And the throw gets through Castro. 2 more home for the Rangers.
A strong throw from Schaefer in center field. Would have had Beltre if Castro could have come up with it. I couldn't see whether it took a bad hop on him. Sometimes a strong throw is tough to handle because it's a short hop. Let's take a look at the throw, but it's a well-hit ball by David. He smokes the ball up the middle. Dave Anderson aggressively sending home the runner, and let's see what happens. That's one that's tough to handle. It's a short hop in front of the catcher. He couldn't handle it. I think if he was able to handle it, yep, tough play. He was going to be able to get Beltre, who has to go back now and touch the plate.
Yeah, it's good of his teammate there to remind him. Haven't actually scored yet. Cruz and Murphy moving up on the throw, so second and third. Still only 1 out. It's a 4-run fifth. 8th Ranger to bat here, and it's Torrealba who was grounded to second and struck out.
Good night for David. A walk and 2 hard-hit singles.
2-run single, and Schaefer charged with the error on that throw.
I guess that would have been what allowed David to go to second base. I guess they ruled.
And Cruz, who had stopped at second, went on down to third. Oh, 1 pitch right in there for a strike, and now Torrealba in the 0-2 hole. Now 4 for 10 with runners in scoring position. After a slow start through the first 4 innings of this one.
Well, Lyles looked like he was on the way to a fairly harmless inning before the third baseman threw away Ian's easy ground ball to third. That would have been 2 outs and nobody on.
With the looper. Long run. Bogasevic can't get there. Cruz is home. Torrealba drives in his 7th run of the season. It's 5-1.
Great inning for the Rangers because they took advantage of their opportunity. It's a tough inning for Lyles, who might have had a much better fate if it wasn't for the error, and then's been victimized by a couple of bloopers falling in as well. That's probably going to be it for him. In fact, it is going to be it for him. But he actually pitched pretty well tonight. Certainly deserved better than what this inning has unfolded like.
Is a burning flame, and it makes
7 straight Rangers have reached after the Martin groundout started this inning. So that is it for Lyles. Pitching change in the bottom of the 5th, a 5-1 game.
into a burning ring of
5th, and 5+ run innings. The Rangers running away with that category. They're 13th. As 7 straight Rangers have reached, that brings in the lefty Fernando Abad, 26-year-old from the Dominican Republic.
It's been a great inning for the Rangers. They had obviously a little bit of help with the error and the hit by pitch, and then they hit a couple of balls really hard and blooped in a couple. And when it was all over and done, well, it's not all over and done yet, but there's 5 in. Still have a couple of men on base. Lyles got to be sitting there thinking, man, I was going along pretty good. Felt like I was throwing the ball great. Next thing you know, I'm out of the game, and they've got 5 runs in.
Everything was falling in for the Rangers this time. Aided by a couple of those errors. So the Rangers bat around now as Moreland steps up. 0 for 2. He's grounded to second and popped to second. Odd parts of each of the last 2 years with the Astros. Sometime a AA Corpus and AAA Oklahoma City as well. In his first pitch in the lefty-lefty matchup in for a strike. Mitch on a pretty good run. 400 average his last 5 games. Pretty good displays of his power in there as well. 1 ball, 1 strike. And he got started with the Martin ground out. Then Kinsler reaching on the throwing error by Johnson. Andrews hit by a pitch. Young an RBI single. Beltre an RBI single. Cruz the bloop single. And then Murphy with the 2-run single. Torrealba followed with his RBI hit. And 1 and 2. For the first 4, the Rangers being shut out on 3 hits. 5 runs, 5 hits so far here in inning number 5. And Abad gets Moreland on the foul tip. Out number 2. So Moreland 0 for 3. And Leonis Martin, who has walked and grounded out, will step up. But first, time for another conference. Tom, I think this may have to do with the fact that Martin is just up. They don't have the same book on him.
Possibly. That's the only thing I can think of. He just struck out the one lefty. You got another lefties in there to face. And it might have something to do with that.
Well, before Martin got called up, he had a hit and at least 1 RBI in his last 7 games at Round Rock. Trying to bring that good roll with him up to Arlington. And the first pitch almost hits him with a load of the bases. Five straight hits. First 2 reached on the error and the hit by pitch. And the gates opened up against Lyles, and they have swept him all the way to the shower. Line shot to Wallace at first.
That's the hardest hit ball of the inning right there. He turned around that fastball.
Big inning for the Rangers. HOU Darvish sat for a while watching that. He had to enjoy it. He's now got a 4-run lead. To answer our AT&T trivia question. Sunday, Jose Altuve stole home and homered in the same game. Who was the last to accomplish that feat? It was the Rangers' own Mitch Moreland, October 1st, 2010 against the Angels. So HOU Darvish takes them out for the 6th inning with a 4-run lead. Final line for Lyles. He went 4 1/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, 2 of which were unearned. Walked 2, struck out 1, hit a batter, and threw 84 pitches, only 46 for strikes. And now Darvish in search of a quick shutdown inning. He starts Schaefer with the strike.
Well, Darvish has retired 5 in a row. A couple of them strikeouts. One of them a double play ball. And he's got still a 2-to-1 strike to walk ratio, 44-22.
Torrealba tries to scoop that ball up the first base line. Can't do it, and Schaefer reaches. Let's check in with Joel.
Hey guys, we got a bunch of people having here. Look, here's what the attraction is. You see these? Hey guys, we got the silver boot. This is what we're playing for this weekend. I told the Astros fans around here they may want to take a picture because it's staying here in Arlington again. And when we win it this weekend, we're going to be wearing the throwback unis. These are from 1986. This is Michael Young's that he'll be wearing tomorrow. Got the throwback hat. In fact, if you notice, right behind home plate, you see that logo down there, the beautiful Texas Rangers logo, 1986 logo. Another throwback. The whole ballpark will be throwback over the weekend. And remember, folks, this is the hottest ticket in town here at the ballpark. Start ordering those tickets early because these games are selling out. Dave?
Yes, they are.
That's the classic look Ranger uniform.
Bobby Valentine instituted that, didn't he?
Bobby was here.
Occurred when
we had that uniform.
I'd always heard that he had something to do with wanting to go to that look. Is that true?
I think he certainly was in on the decision to go to that look. That was one of the rare times where Mike Stone was the president of the Rangers, and pretty much all of us said we didn't really like the uniforms. And so he said, well, if you don't like the uniforms, design one yourself. And so we did. A lot of input on that. The players had input, coaches, Bobby. But it wasn't a marketing thing. It was really a baseball decision. A lot of people think it looked like the Dodger uniform, and it does a little bit. The idea was to have a classic look that would endure, a kind of uniform that you would never want to change. And so I guess I'm a little prejudiced along those lines, but I thought it was.
Well, I remember it going over great.
And all the uniforms that along the way, in their own way, people have different opinions on them.
Believe it or not, it's just hard to imagine, but there was a time when people thought that striped, loud Astro uniform looked good.
Well, it's your home team, so you like the uniform. You go out and buy the jersey, and it may not be your first choice, but you like it. He thought he checked his swing, Lowry did, but I don't think he did. Not on that view. It looks like a strike.
And for Darvish, his 4th strikeout.
So to me, the great uniforms are the uniforms that never change. And that's the Yankee uniform.
Because they can't be improved on, right?
It's just a classic look. To me, that's the great uniform. That's the kind of uniform I appreciate the most. I like the Cardinal uniform, too.
Yeah, that one is really unique.
Yeah. And that's pretty much stayed the same, right?
Yes, it sure has. Another classic. J.D. Martinez has struck out, grounded into a double play. And the pitch counts, Tom, have all stayed down, no more than 15.
And, we said that right before the game. The key with you, his stuff is excellent. Throw strikes. And he has thrown strikes. He's used all his pitches, but he's gotten his fastball over. And for him, that's the name of the game. He also likes pitching in this ballpark. He started 5 times here and won every one of them. His last 4 starts coming into this game, he was 4-0 with a 2.39 ERA. So he likes pitching here.
Schaefer taking his lead off first base. This one is back out of play, and it's 0-2 for Martinez.
Well, Darvish said that the extra days, 2 extra days between starts, he felt really helped him. He didn't necessarily realize it at the time, but with time to have the 2 spots out in the bullpen before in between starts, he realized he might have been a little fatigued. That the American game is different than the Japanese game. You pitch more often. And he, after kind of surveying the situation, said, I'm glad I had those 2 days. It helped me. In Japan, you get those extra days. They don't play as many games. There's more off days. So you're not pitching every 5th day like you do here.
Here's the 0-2.
Plus, you have to think the stress of carrying the burden of the Japanese hopes, as well as coming to the new country as the best pitcher in Japan. Can you do it here? Will your performance translate into the American game? All those, the interviews, a lot of pressure on him, and you have to think that takes its toll a little bit too.
And Ron Washington, talking about this very subject for the game, he said we may not see the real Yu Darvish until late this season or maybe even next year because of so many adjustments. New country, new language, trying to learn the hitters, a brand new league.
Yeah,
learn his catchers.
I believe that. And I think when the Rangers signed Darvish, they would probably be the first to admit that, first to say that. We've got a very talented pitcher who may not be at his best right off the bat. It may take a little bit. I think everybody has felt that way. He's very talented, so there's no reason why he won't get better. And even with the ups and downs this year, he's 7-4 with a 3.72 ERA. You'll take that every time, too.
Yeah, if this is Darvish struggling, everyone should struggle that way. Really only a couple games where he did struggle with his control and command, including last time out in Oakland last Thursday when he lasted just 5 1/3. New career high 6 earned runs, tied his career high 6 walks. 2 walks tonight, one of which became the lone Astro run in the 3rd. And the runner going as Torrealba able to hang on to that one, and into second base goes Schaefer.
A good breaking ball. Wasn't the easiest pitch to catch and throw on, but for the second time tonight, Martinez strikes out. Take a look at the ball he has to throw. You know, it's breaking down in a way, so he's got to reach down. He knows he has to be quick, catch the ball, transfer it to the hand, and in trying to be quick with that breaking ball down in a way, he just wasn't able to come up with it. But 2 more strikeouts for Darvish. Now he's got 5.
5 against the 2 walks. And Wallace has grounded to first and single. In fact, his single was leading off the 4th, and it looked like they might get something going, but Johnson followed by grounding into a 6-3 double play, and then Bogusevic struck out. 7 of the last 8 Astros retired by Darvish. Kind of a half-hearted wave going on. That's what you're hearing in the background. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brent Wallace, first-round pick by the Cardinals out of Arizona State. He had written in his 8th grade yearbook he wanted to play baseball at Arizona State. Exactly what he did. Colorado got him in the 09 season at the deadline in the Matt Holliday trade. Good looking slow curve in for strike 2. That's a pitch that Darvish has really been able to feature tonight.
Yeah, he's really mixed up his pitch as well. And he's got 2 different curveballs. You know, when you talk about 8 pitches, 2 of them are curveballs. One's a hard curveball, one's a slow curveball. One breaks, the slow one breaks a little bit more. There's the hard one that he likes to use for a strikeout, which he did.
He strikes out the side around the leadoff bunt single by Schaefer. Lowry, Martinez, and Wallace all go down swinging. Brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot worth $300 in dinner for 2 at a Sonic drive-in. And tonight the Rangers are hitting for Marie Lusk from Euless. If a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Marie Lusk wins $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. And the Rangers with the top of the order to start the bottom of the 6th inning. Kinsler is twice flied to right. And a key at bat in this game with 1 out in the 5th. He reached on an error on the throw by the 3rd baseman Johnson. The floodgates then opened. Abad called in to get the last 2 outs that Jordan Lyles could not get. Gave up 5 straight base hits before they finally made the move to the bullpen and bring in Abad, who struck out Moreland and got Martin line a scorcher to the first baseman Wallace. Checked his swing, still in there, 2-1. Fernando Abad, 26, listed at 6'2", 214 out of La Romana in the Dominican Republic. Rangers, the Astros signed him September of 2002 as a non-drafted free agent. That in there for a strike for a full count. Andrus next, and then Young. Outside, a leadoff walk for Ian Kinsler. Our TXU right thing replay. Play turned in by Elvis Andrus. Off the bat of Martinez. Turns it into a 6-4-3. Flagged it down, spun around, got rid of it to Kinsler. Elvis acrobatics. Kinsler at first, and Andrews a big cut and a miss. Elvis singled his first time up, stole second, stranded at third in the first. He grounded to second in the third, hit by a pitch last time up. Just catching the outside edge. No balls, 2 strikes. Jordan Lyles threw 84 pitches, 46 strikes in his 4 1/3. 5 runs, 2 unearned runs on 8 hits, 2 walks, only 1 strikeout. Just a piece. Elvis staying alive. Rangers followed the 4-6 road trip by winning the Diamondback series, taking 2 out of 3. Still basically in the standings, living off their 15-4 start. If they win tonight, they'll be 500 since then at 23-23. And overall, 11 over 500 for the season. Andrews reaches and fouls that one off. And they are underway now out at Angel Stadium, Arizona at the Angels. Dan Herron on the mound for LA. 3 back of the Rangers as play begins tonight. Line drive to center, a base hit.
Another good at bat for Elvis. He had 2 strikes. He's just trying to play Pepper back through the middle, trying to have a nice short swing, make contact, and drive it back through the middle. And it comes together perfectly for him right there. High fastball, doesn't get underneath it, just lines it right straight back through the middle. Had a tough breaking ball that he was able to foul off to keep the at bat alive, and lines that right into center field.
Kinsler down to second. Michael Young will be next. He's twice grounded out, and then an RBI single and a run scored in the 5th.
The game of Pepper is a lost art. I don't think the players even play that anymore. Ted Williams was a huge proponent of Pepper, and for people that might not even know what that is, it's just a little game while you're warming up. You get 2 or 3 fielders with their gloves and a batter who's 15 or 20 feet away, and they just toss balls, and the batter tries to hit little 1-hop sharp ground balls to each fielder, one right after the other, and you try to do it in a row so each one catches one. And then if you're kind of playing the game, if you hit it in the air and one of them catches it, then he gets to go in and be the hitter. And Ted Williams used to make the hitters do that for probably 15 or 20 minutes every day of spring training. He really felt that little art, as simple as it sounds, was something that really helped you as a hitter. And if he was going around observing the little games of Pepper that were going on and didn't like the way the hitter was hitting the ball, he would jump in and do it himself. And when he did it, virtually every single ball was a tough 1-hop ball to field for the guys in line playing Pepper. He was an artist at it, and he really firmly believed that helped him as a hitter, and therefore if you were good at it, it would help you as a hitter too.
Sharpening your hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, I think he felt that way.
Maybe he was the reason we used to see those signs, no pepper on grass.
Well, the reason you used to see those signs at ballparks around home plate, no pepper in this area, is because the groundskeepers didn't want you doing it because it would wear out the grass. They didn't want to see these games being played there. And so I think as a result of that, they just died out. There was nowhere to do it since they wouldn't allow you to do it in the places where you normally did it. Occasionally you'd see some guys doing it in the outfield. And the other game that you don't see anymore is a game of flips, where it's essentially a game of pepper, but when you hit the ball to the fielders, they flip it up in the air with their glove. And if it touches you without you being able to flip the ball in the air, then that's a point against you. And eventually it works its way out. Whoever loses the game is the one that can't flip the ball. Some guys are really good at that, but you never see that anymore either. There's probably a lot of big league play. Watch out, Adrian. Probably a lot of big league players that have never played pepper before. Probably some young ones that don't even know what it is. I can't remember the last time I saw big league players playing pepper.
I was just going to ask you. If
I don't even remember.
Now, what about the game we used to call hot box? Other people call pickle.
Yeah,
the guy in a rundown.
That's probably a game that, kids play. Maybe around the ages of 8 to 12, little leaguers, where you get two fielders and one guy gets in the pickle, and it's a rundown play, and you try to get out of the rundown.
Young bounces that one to Altuve right on top of the bag. Kinsler manages to get to third, though.
But yeah, we used to play that all the time too. Long at bat for Michael, ends up in that double play. Easy play for Altuve.
First of the night for Houston. 2 outs now. Kinsler at third. Here's Beltre, who started by grounding to third to end the first. He then led off the fourth with a single. And he was in that long run of consecutive hits in the fifth inning, an RBI single, and scored.
So my guess, Dave, is there's probably a number of people watching the game tonight, our age, my age, I'm older than you are, who know exactly what pepper is, remember playing pepper, and have their own stories about pepper. I'd be surprised if we don't get a couple letters about the game of pepper.
Bring pepper back.
But it won't be the kids 18 to 25. They're wondering, still probably wondering, based on my explanation, exactly what it is.
Let's start a campaign right here, you and me. Bring pepper back.
Play more pepper.
Meanwhile, new pitcher making his way in, Ryder Cruz. Offer $10 upper level tickets, $10 cash parking, and a post-game fireworks show. Don't miss it next week when the Rangers host the Rockies. Just enter Verizon as the coupon code on TexasRangers.com. So the new pitcher is the 25-year-old from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, Ryder Cruz. Not very pretty numbers his first 19.
Not very good numbers. Too many walks, too many home runs, too many hits, basically. But he does have a good arm. Just not getting much in the way of results right now.
Well, he inherits Kinsler at third with 2 outs. Beltre at the plate. Season started well for Cruz. First 16 appearances through May, 1-0 with a 3.12 ERA. June has not gone well for him. 11 earned runs in his last 3 appearances, covering just 3 1/3 innings. That one almost hits Adrian.
Yeah, for a relief pitcher who's only got 20 innings, all it takes is 1 or 2 outings where you give up 2 or 3 runs, or maybe 4, and it pretty much does in your ERA for a while. If I remember right, in Houston, he drilled somebody and made the Rangers a little bit upset. Might be wrong on that.
Here's the 2-0. Breaking ball for a strike.
That's one that's pretty tough to hit after the 94-mile-an-hour fastball up and in. He drops a slider. Pretty tough to be ready for that. You're wondering how wild he is.
High fly ball left field. Maxwell just in front of the warning track puts it away.
Just missed it.
So the Rangers strand Kinsler at third, and we go on to the 7th inning of a 5-1 ball game. Kids. And for the Rangers, they all came in the 5th inning. Young started an RBI single. Beltre followed with one of his own. 2 batters later, David Murphy, a 2-run single. And took second on the throwing error by Schaefer out in center field. Torrealba, RBI single. 5 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors in the Rangers half of the 5th. Right off the car, not the kid. HOU Darvish. Well, he stayed after it, though. Stealing a base, he stayed after it, and he made it just under the wire. Nice job. Well done.
Think about what the base would look like if it was the corresponding ratio, weight of the base to weight of the runner. You know, for a kid that's 12 or 13 that weighs 40 or 50 pounds heavier than that. That little kid was carrying a lot of his body weight in that base.
I would think pretty close to equal in this case.
A strong little guy.
Ground ball to third. Beltre gobbles it up, fires across the diamond. Chris Johnson 0 for 3.
Yeah, the only thing that Darvish has given up in the last 3 innings was a bunt single to Schaefer. Other than that, he struck out 5 of his 6 batters after the 3rd inning.
His last 2 innings, 20 strikes, only 5 balls, and he threw first pitch strikes to 6 of the 7 batters he faced.
And the other thing you like about that is the fact that it came after the Rangers' big inning. Came back out and just shut him down.
1 gone here, top of the 7th. Brian Bogusevic now. He is singled and struck out. HOU's 83rd pitch. He came on talking about how he had the week to try and figure out what his control problems were in Oakland. 56 strikes against only 27 balls tonight for HOU. He's issued 2 walks. They were both in the first 3 innings. One led to the Astro run. That was a leadoff walk to Jose Altuve in the 3rd. He then stole second, scored 2 batters later on a single by Jed Lowry. And that has been it. Lowry had the other walk harmlessly with 2 outs in the 1st. A big sweeping curve foul back.
Good curveball tonight. Both varieties, the slower one and the harder one.
The game last.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, the game last month in Cleveland where he struck out 11 batters and really only had that pitch working consistently. He's had more than just the curve working for him tonight. Two balls and 2 strikes. Bogusevic, great arm out right field. Not surprising because he was drafted as a pitcher. First round of 05 out of Tulane. They converted him to the outfield 3 years later. And his arm out in right field has pretty much kept teams from challenging him. They have so much respect for it now. And he was called on to pitch, Craig Gentry style. Finished the game 11 days ago against the Cardinals. Can still rush it up there, we're told. Darvish rushes that one right past him. 7th strikeout.
Yeah, the last 2 pitches looked exactly the same. One was 87 and the last one was 93. He really is very good at changing speeds. And Bogusevic fouled off the one at 87, and I think this one snuck by him at 93.
So 2 outs, and 4 of the last 5 outs for Darvish have been strikeouts. Lowry, Martinez, Wallace all in the 6th. Here's a high drive by Justin Maxwell. Deep to left field and gone. It's into the Astro bullpen. Home run number 7 for Justin Maxwell.
We were talking about that pitch earlier in the game, that the first time through the lineup you can kind of toss that slow curveball up there and a hitter will take it. Number one, they haven't seen it. Number two, they're probably looking for a fastball. But then later in the game, after hitters have hit a couple of times, that same pitch might be one they're ready for. Now, I don't think he's looking for this pitch. He looks like he puts his foot down early, but he keeps his hands back and waits and has the power to still hit that ball out of the ballpark. I think as the game goes on, that pitch can be a little bit less effective.
First pitch to Jason Castro, ripped into the corner. And he's into second base with a 2-out double. With the home run by Justin Maxwell, another $16,000 has been raised to support prostate cancer research. You can make a donation by calling 800-798-CURE or go online to www.pcf.org. A home run challenge leading up to Father's Day every year. Maxwell shot 403 feet.
Oh, Maxwell in his last at bat had a couple of fastballs thrown right by him. And it looked like after that home run, Torrealba kind of tapped himself as if to say, my fault. Maybe thinking that wasn't the best pitch to call right there. Just a guess. But if he throws that pitch down and keeps it down, he doesn't hit it out of the ballpark. It was just a curveball that stayed up and became a fairly easy pitch to hit. It's not necessarily the call, it's the location of the pitch. If he makes a good pitch with it, chances are it's not a home run.
Robbie Ross out in the Ranger right center field bullpen loosening. This will be pitch number 92 for Darvish. 2 quick outs here in the inning, and the homer by Maxwell followed by the Castro double. Strike at the knees. Altuve had scored their only run after a leadoff walk in the third. Other 2 trips he's grounded to short. And he leads all Major League second basemen with the batting average at .321 as of this very at bat. Leads in hits, second in on-base percentage for that position. Great all-around year. Looks at strike 2.
Definitely a strike.
Darvish hearing his name chanted on the 1-2 pitch. Called strike 3.
All fastballs, all strikes.
Strikeout number 8 for HOU Darvish. So in the 7th, a home run by Maxwell makes it 5-2, and we'll stay here. Stretch time for God Bless America.
God Bless America with Jill Inge.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Sports City Toyota. Go to sportscitytoyota.com. We'll deliver anywhere in Texas. Dave Barnett and Tom Reed, the bottom of the 7th, and the Rangers wouldn't mind an insurance run or two. Up 5-2. It'll be Cruz, Murphy, and Torrealba. Nelly has grounded out. Lined out to the left fielder Maxwell. Last time up, singled and scored. He had the middle hit and then run of 5 straight base hits that chased Jordan Lyles in the 5th. Cruz versus Cruz here. Ryder versus Nelly. Ryder Cruz got the last out of the 6th. Beltre flying out to left field. Before him, Abad went an inning in 1/3. No runs on a hit, a strikeout, and a walk. That's in there at 94, and it's 1-2. Out in Anaheim, Arizona got a run in the 1st inning off Dan Herron. They're now bottom of the 2nd. 1-0 Diamondbacks over the Angels. Broke it back, ground ball to Lowry. 1 gone in the Rangers 7th, and time for our Toyota Trucks on the road scoreboard. Cubs shut out Boston today. Cleveland the same to Pittsburgh. Colorado and Detroit tied bottom of the 9th. Yankees won at Washington. Toronto another shutout over Philly. Tampa Bay 11-0 over Miami. Baltimore 4-2 over the Orioles. Milwaukee, Minnesota tied top of the 8th. Kansas City 3-2 in St. Louis, bottom of the 8th. And here's David Murphy, who has reached all 3 times. Other scores, the Arizona lead. Oakland up 3-1 on San Diego. Still batting bottom of the 1st. And San Francisco an early run and a 1-0 lead on Seattle. White Sox up at Dodger Stadium over Los Angeles 2-1 in the 2nd. Save huge on a new 2012 Tundra at your local Toyota dealer. Good night for David Murphy. A walk, a single in the 4th, and a 2-run single in the 5th. Grounded slowly to the first baseman Wallace, and he feeds Cruz for the 2nd out. So Murphy retired for the first time. Shovel toss from Wallace, and now Torrealba. Yorvin is grounded to 2nd, struck out. And he capped that run of 5 straight hits with his 7th RBI of the season in the 5th. Rangers 5 runs on 9 hits, no errors. They have left 8. The Astros 2 runs on 7 hits. They have 2 errors, and they have left 5. 2 of the 5 runs surrendered by Lyles were unearned in that 5th inning. And for you, Darvish, this is his first game going as many as 7 innings in his last 5 starts. The last time that happened almost a month ago to the day, May 16th against Oakland. He went 7 2/3, allowing just 1 run and a 4-1 Ranger win. Looking to return to that level of execution tonight, and that's exactly what he's done after walking 6 his last time out in Oakland. 2-1 to Torrealba. Rangers 3-game lead, still the largest in any division in the American League, but they've gained ground only twice in the last 2.5 weeks. Torrealba looks at a strike at the knees. 2-2. Last time the Rangers had less than a 2.5 game lead, April 13th. It was 2 at that point. It is 3 over the Angels tonight. Call strike 3. Ryder Cruz has retired all 4 batters he has faced. And we head to the 8th, 5-2 Rangers. Moment, and it was in the 5th inning. An RBI single by Michael Young that started the parade. He would end up scoring the 4th of those 5 runs in the inning. Check out the really big sales event now at your Honda dealer. So we move to the 8th. 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Schaefer, Lowry, and Martinez against HOU Darvish, who is at 94 pitches, 65 for strikes through 7 innings. And his longest outing in a month. Schaefer has grounded out twice, led off the 6th with a bunt single. Darvish proceeded to strike out Lowry, Martinez, and Wallace.
Yeah, if Schaefer could lay that same bunt down, it wouldn't matter where you played. Unless you played halfway to home plate, he was going to beat it out. That was about as close to a perfect bunt for a hit as you can get. Right down the line, about halfway to first base.
One ball, one strike. Another sellout tonight, 47,430. That is the 18th sellout this season. They are only 3 shy of the club record from year 1 of this ballpark. 21 sellouts in 94. And if you're thinking of coming to watch some of the Silver Boot Series for Sunday's game, 1,000 tickets remaining, reserve seats plus standing room and obstructed view seats. So tonight sold out, looking very much like the entire series will sell out. And these two teams destined very quickly to be AL West rivals. I wonder if they'll keep the Silver Boot going, even though they're going to see each other more than twice a year.
Yeah, good question.
Added incentive, why not? Darvish ready to throw his 99th pitch. He just took 2 of 3 last month in Houston. 4 of the 6 meetings last year. They lead the all-time series 39-30 coming into this matchup tonight. Just manages to hold up 2 balls and 2 strikes. Schaefer goes down swinging. And Darvish's strikeout run continues. Struck out the side in the 6th. 2 of the 3 outs in the 7th. Schaefer to begin the 8th.
Yeah, this truly is a game where Darvish has gotten stronger as the game has gone on. He was throwing okay in the first 3 innings, but once he entered the 4th inning, it's been all over. He's been throwing the ball great.
And now Mike Adams in the bullpen with Darvish right at 100 pitches for the night.
Yep, Mike's the 8th inning guy. If Darvish breezes through the 8th, no problem. If he runs into any problems, then Mike Adams will be ready. Joe Nathan, the 9th inning guy.
Big key for Darvish, the first pitch strike, and many of them on that slow breaking ball.
And the ratio of strikes to balls has gone up even more. It was about 2-1 for most of the game. It's over that now. 70 strikes, 31 balls. A lot of strikes today.
22 out of the 30 batters he's faced have seen the first pitch strike. Look at the result. Great ratio. In terms of pitch count, been a workhorse. 8 of his first 12 starts, he's gone over 100 pitches, and he's thrown as many as 121. That was in his 3rd outing of the season, a 10-3 win, 6 in the 3rd innings on April 19th at Detroit. 103 on the way here. The 0-2 pitch to Lowry. Called strike 3, number 10.
A lot of these strikeouts are coming on his fastball too. It's a great night for him as far as mixing his pitches, but establishing his fastball and commanding his fastball. Struck out Altuve to end the 7th inning with a man in scoring position on 3 fastballs. This one comes back, catches the inside corner. Lowry didn't like it, but it looked like a pretty good pitch. Double-digit strikeouts now.
One off his career high of 11. That was in Cleveland, May 6th, the game in which he lost 4-2. And the only pitch he seemed to have successfully working on a consistent basis that night was the curve. He's had more than just the curve tonight. So a pretty good piece of his entire arsenal. Martinez has struck out twice, in between grounded into a double play. Their hero yesterday with a grand slam off Barry Zito in a 6-3 win. First of his career. Two balls and a strike. Last 4 outs, all strikeouts. 7 of the last 8 outs have been strikeouts. Two and two.
One of the variety of breaking balls. That was a slider, it looked like.
Two-two's a bit low at 95 miles an hour. 3-2.
I think Darvish was thinking, okay, here's my last pitch. I'm going to pop my best fastball, and he didn't get the call. His borderline pitch could have been a strike right at the bottom. Not called a strike very often, though.
Here's the 3-2 and foul back. So Mike Napoli has company now. He's not the only Ranger who has his name as a chant. Number of the 47,000 plus on their feet for this pitch. Pitch number 110. Called strike 3. He strikes out the side in the 8th inning.
Second inning out of 3 that he struck out the side. Looked like he shook off a bunch of signs to throw the fastball. And he had a good one tonight.
Ties his high 11 strikeouts. 5 straight outs. 8 of his last 9. Bring the energy. Most of that work in the 5th inning when the Rangers got all 5 of the runs on 5 base hits. RBI singles in by Young, Beltre, 2-run single Murphy, RBI single Torrealba. Other than that, they have strung up a bunch of zeros. But that big inning has them at 5-2. Another chance for some insurance runs. Here as Moreland leads off the Ranger 8th. Yu Darvish on strikeout number 11.
I think he really wanted to end his game exactly like that. Joe Nathan's warming up now. He definitely established his fastball, commanded his fastball, and used it well. He was really pounding the strike zone, getting a lot of strikeouts with his fastball as the game went on.
Nathan getting ready for the 9th. Astros will have Wallace, Johnson, and Bogusevic, their scheduled hitters, middle of the order. High drive, deep right field. Way up in the upper porch for Mitch Moreland. Setting off the fireworks, his 10th of the year at 6-2.
That had some hang time to it. Fun watching that to see what was finally going to come down.
Boy, did he center that one up for him?
That was nice.
As if off a tee. So a 4-run lead. And Martin now. With that home run, another $16,000 has been raised to support prostate cancer research. You can make a donation too. Call 800-798-CURE or go online to pcf.org.
It's not a save situation anymore, but I think Wash will just stick with Nathan since he's warmed up anyway.
He hasn't had that many save situations lately. Looking for work.
I think Beltre launched that for the camera right there. See, as he poured the water on Napoli, he kind of looked to see if the camera was on.
He's trying to contribute to our show.
We appreciate it.
Thanks, Adrian.
I like those hijinks.
Martin with his speed quickly up the line, but Cruz just as quickly off the mound for the first out. Watch where this epic blast by Moreland landed. You're right about the hang time.
I thought he was going on the roof.
That's what I thought at first. Well, they give him 412 feet.
Well, the thing about that home run, it was high coming straight down. So that one wasn't one of those line drives that looks like it's still picking up speed. That was just one. He got under it a little bit, actually. It wasn't hit as far as he could have hit it. But it was still fun watching it.
That will do it for Ryder Cruz, who retired 6 of the 7 batters he faced, Moreland being the exception. They have the right-hander David Carpenter ready to come in and pitch to the top of the order in a 6-2 game, bottom of the 8th. Returning to TV as the new co-host of CBS 11 News this morning. He'll be joined by Adrian Bankert, and it all begins Monday, June 25th, only on CBS 11. Well, the 4th Astro pitcher of the night is the right-hander from Morgantown, West Virginia, 26-year-old David Carpenter. 22nd outing for David this year. Last 2 appearances have gone well. 4 scoreless innings, matched his career high 2 2/3 innings Tuesday at San Francisco. Originally called up from Oklahoma City May 28th, and he's got Ian Kinsler with a run in and 1 out. Ian, a couple of fly balls to right, reached on an error. Last time up he walked. Ryder Cruz went an inning in 2/3, a run, a hit, a strikeout, no walks. High into shallow right field, and Bogusevic waits, squeezes out number 2. Third time tonight, Kinsler flies out to Bogusevic. So with 2 outs, it will bring up Elvis Andrus. 2 for 3. Singled his first time up, and again in the 6th. In between, he grounded to second, was hit by a pitch. In Anaheim, they're in the 4th inning, and it's still 1-0 Diamondbacks. And the first inning run on Dan Heron. Trevor Cahill, the former A, on the mound for Arizona tonight. Bullpen, with the exception of that blast by Moreland, has been very effective for Houston. An inning and a 3rd scoreless, 1 hit ball from Abad. The only mistake Cruz made. Jordan Lyles in his 4 1/3 innings. 5 runs, 3 earned on 8 hits and a couple of walks. Only struck out 1. And he would fall to 1 and 3, barring a huge 9th inning. Elvis hustles that one out to center field. He has a 3-hit night.
Been on base 4 times. That's good for the on base percentage.
And for the Rangers, Base hit number 11. So with 2 outs, Elvis at first. Here's Michael Young. Michael 1 for 4, RBI single in the 5th, and he ended up scoring. Other 2 times before that, he grounded out. Grounded into a 4-3 double play in the 6th. Strike at the knees. Again, tomorrow's start, make note of it, at 6:15. Telecast will be on Fox. It'll be the Major League debut for Justin Grimm against Lucas Harrell, and then at 2 o'clock Sunday, we wrap up this homestand on Fox Sports Southwest with Colby Lewis on the mound. Finish up the Silver Boot competition, the Lone Star Series for 2012. Here goes Andrews, and he is easily into second. He'll take third as the throw gets through to center field. Stolen base, throwing error by the catcher Castro.
Going to try to pick up another insurance run.
That would be the 3rd error tonight by the Astros. The other 2 were in that 5th, leading to a couple of unearned runs that inning. So the count 0-2 for Young. Ground ball. Third baseman Johnson is there. The Rangers get a run on the upper deck shot, 412 feet. From Mitch Moreland. Joe Nathan on for the ninth, leading 6-2. HOU Darvish's night is over. He goes 8 innings, 2 runs on 7 hits, equals his career high of 11 strikeouts, and walks only 2.
As you watch these strikeouts, you'll see the vast majority of them are on fastballs. Not a lot of trickery going on tonight, just power pitching and excellent use of his fastball.
Throws 110 pitches, 76 were for strikes, and he gives way here in the ninth to Joe Nathan, who has finished 5 of the last 7 Ranger wins, but only a couple of save opportunities since May 28th. That was 10 days ago at Oakland and Wednesday against the Diamondbacks. And he starts Fred Wallace with a strike. Wallace a single in 3 trips tonight. So HOU Darvish 3 outs away from his 8th win of the year against 4 losses. That would pull him into a tie for the most wins in the American League with a lot of 8-game winners. Chris Sale of the White Sox, Ivan Nova of the Yankees, David Price of the Rays, and CC Sabathia of the Yankees, as well as his teammate Matt Harrison, all 8-game winners. He went around. It's 1-2. Darvish already the leader in rookie wins in the American League, even before tonight. Working with the extra rest since his loss last Thursday in Oakland, that really appeared to do Darvish nothing but good. One of his best outings yet in his 13th Major League start. And now Nathan on to finish it up. Wallace, then Chris Johnson and Brian Bogusevic here in the Astro ninth. Three and 2. Nathan on quite a roll. He has retired 33 of the last 37 batters he's faced. Last 12 outings, 12 shutout innings with 16 strikeouts. through the hole, a base hit. Wallace goes opposite field. His second hit of the night. And now Johnson, the third baseman, who is fouled out, grounded into a double play and grounded to third. We said not a save situation for Nathan, but he has converted his last 11 and 13 of 14 on the season. His first go round in a Ranger uniform. Johnson fouling the first pitch off. Again, if you're looking to come out and watch some of this series, 1,000 reserve tickets remaining for the Sunday 2 o'clock start. Otherwise, standing room and obstructed view only. Tonight, the 18th sellout of the season, 47,430. Rangers before tonight averaging a league leading 43,297, about 2,000 more than the runner-up Yankees. The only team outdrawing the Rangers in the National League, the Phillies, only by about 1,500 a game in their case.
Well, Phillies must sell out every game to draw that many people. I don't think their stadium's as big as ours.
Not quite as big, right?
Phillies in last place, too.
We just kept wondering all year when they're going to get ignited. They're still waiting.
Well, probably not till Ryan Howard and Chase Utley come back.
Johnson looks at strike 3, first out of the ninth.
Right, touching the corner. No way a hitter's going to like that call, but that's on the corner. All it has to do is touch it, not be inside the rectangle.
Brian Bogusevic has struck out his last 2 times up. First time he singled with 2 outs in the second. Lost this one, slicing foul. Yeah, Tom, Citizens Bank Park, about 6,000 fewer seats than Rangers Ballpark. Listed capacity. So they're right at a sellout every night.
Sure sounds like it.
In fact, sellout plus every night with their average. But Ranger fans just keep pouring into the ballpark. If you haven't had a chance to do it, come be part of this atmosphere. Which a lot of the Ranger veterans say is as good as any place in baseball, if not better. Really got behind HOU Darvish. Helped him get through a solid 8 innings. .95 miles an hour right past Bogusevic. Strike 2. And now Nathan hearing the support. Called strike 3. The last 6 outs, all strikeouts by Darvish, and 2 here in the ninth by Nathan.
Boy, you talk about painting the outside corner. That one might have been a tad off the outside corner, but close enough to be called a strike.
C.B. Buckner liked it.
You wouldn't want to walk in the way of that punch.
Actually, it's the last 7 outs all on strikeouts. Justin Maxwell out into right center field. And Nelson Cruz puts it away, and the Rangers put away the Astros by a final of 6-2. David Murphy, one of the offensive heroes, couple of hits, including a 2-run single in the pivotal 5-run Ranger 5th inning. Upper deck shot by Mitch Moreland in the 8th to cap the scoring. Joe Nathan finishing up for HOU Darvish, who improves to 8-4 and ties a number of American League pitchers for the most wins in the league. 2 home runs hit in tonight's game. That's a total of $32,000 raised for prostate cancer research. Make your donation by calling 800-798-CURE or go online to pcf.org. 6 runs on 11 hits tonight for the Rangers. No errors. They left 9. For the Astros, 2 runs on 8 hits. They committed 3 errors, and they left 6. Jordan Lyles, the loser, falls to 1-3.
That was a good game for the Rangers. They had one big inning, 5-run 5th, where they bunched together 5 hits in a row. That broke the game open. Depended on a nice, superb outing, actually, by HOU Darvish.
So 6-2 our final. We'll have more from the ballpark. Stay with us.